Hello, 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 and welcome to our upcoming training, Organizing the Workplace. I'm Dr. Yolanda Simmons, and I'll be your facilitator for this training today. This is a very important training, and look at the mess. And some people, their desks in their organization of the workplace looks just like that. This is not a hypothetical situation. Many of us is faced with a lot more clutter than we anticipated after computers came out. We thought we would have less documents, but instead we have more. So let's talk about how to organize our workplace. Prioritizing and decluttering the workplace, this training is so important because it will improve your efficiency and your productivity. And we want you to be productive in your workplace. We want you to understand why prioritizing and decluttering really matters in the workplace. It enhances your focus and productivity. You can't think when you have so much going around. Sometimes we saw paper, but we also have people hustling and bustling. We have our phones. So it's hard to focus sometimes and to be productive. But this is important. It reduces stress and decision fatigue. Sometimes you get overwhelmed when you have so many decisions to make in a short period of time. So if we prioritize decluttering, it creates a professional and efficient workspace. It'll make you happy to have a proficient and professional workplace, efficient and professional workplace. It also improves your time management and your workflow. You can work successfully processing the paperwork that need to come in and those that need to go out. It's very important that we prioritize and declutter our work areas. Because, as time continues to go, days are remaining, and I don't know when you're going to watch this video or who you are, but for some reason you're here today. And I'm saying at the time of this production, we have 41 days before our year ended. And then we're going to welcome 2025 into our lives. And a lot of times, a year in and New Year's, we make resolutions and those things. And I'm saying take these 41 days and clean your work area so you can start fresh and new. They have the Eisenhower matrix. He was our 34th president, Dwight Eisenhower, and he helped prioritize tasks based on what was important and how urgent it was. Number one quadrant that he used, he said, if it's urgent and important, handle these things immediately. Get them off your desk. Take care of them right away so you don't miss a deadline. If it's important, number two, but it's not really urgent, schedule it to do another day. Plan and allocate the time to do it and make sure that you do it. And number three, if it's urgent but not important, then delegate it. Maybe somebody else can do it. Now, we talk about the work environment, but our home life. For example, you may have to pick up the kids at a certain time, and you can delegate that to somebody else to pick up the kids because that can be a delegated responsibility that you don't have to deal with. And number four, what he helped us in his matrix, he said, if it's neither urgent and if it's not important, eliminate it, avoid it, reduce it from your to-do list. If you take these four um, steps into consideration, you would have a more effective life and more productivity at your workstation. So, as a recap to the Eisenhower matrix, he helps us to prioritize our tasks and dealing with important matters first. And we have to understand number one, do it. Just do it right away because it's very important. I'm just recapping what we just discussed. Do it because it's important to do right away. Number two, schedule it. If you can't do it right now because you have more things to do that's more urgent, but the matter is still urgent, then schedule to do it. Say, instead, I'm going to do this at 12 o'clock instead of 8 o'clock. On the same day, it's scheduled to happen. And number three, delegate it. Look at the workload that you have, and some things you don't have to be involved in everything. Delegate it and think quickly about delegating. Also, number four, delete it. Delete it from your to-do list. That's the recap. Do it, schedule it, delegate it, or delete it. Now, sometimes in our areas of work, as we think about it, sometimes we have crises that will come. So it becomes a period where we can no longer schedule it, but it becomes a crisis and we have to jump from a 2 to a 1. And it's okay, get it done because it's a crisis. Prioritizing the task. Use the help prioritize using that matrix by President Eisenhower. Focus on high impact tasks first. Do those things first that have a bottom line impact on your life, on your social life, on your economic life. Do the high impact tasks first. If it's going to make a difference in your lifestyle, do that first. Use your workspace for frequently used items. In other words, if you don't use let's see what's a good example. Maybe a stapler. You don't use a stapler. Then put it away. Put non-essential items, store them out of sight. You don't have to have everything on your desk. You don't have to see everything all the time. So think about prioritizing the tasks on your work area, what you look at every day. That can help also. If you can do that, it'll make you feel more relaxed. So step to organize and declutter effectively. Start small. Focus on one area at a time. If you have all those piles that we saw in the beginning, then look at one pile and say, I'm going to take care of that today. That becomes the number one. That becomes the priority, is take care of that one day. You might find something that you've been missing for a while. Number two, sort items daily and give to others in need. Maybe keep it moving. Discard it. In other words, keep that moving. Some things have more than one life. For example, I don't know, let's say a three-hole punch. A three-hole punch, and you look up and you have two three-hole punch. Keep one of them moving. One of them may be able to punch three holes and only 25 sheets, and another one 50 sheets. Keep the one that you don't use, keep it moving, give it to somebody else so it can be used. Also, think about storage bins, trays, and label things, organize things, but you have to have time to organize. You can't just throw it to the side. Organize those things that you have and purge things that are unnecessary items. Don't hold on to that calendar from 2010 that maybe bring in memories that you're fond of. Keep those memories in your heart and go ahead and throw it away. Okay, maintain and organize your workspace. These are things that I think if you do this every day, develop a daily habit of being neat and tidying up your work area every day. Maybe at the end of the day, might want to organize your desk so that when you come in the next day, you feel good. Schedule periodic decluttering sessions. Have a time, say, maybe the first of every month, I'm going to declare. Don't wait till year end to say, I need to do a new resolution. Avoid letting things pile up. Sometimes we can't help, but it will pile up and pile up. So that means that's why you have to have sessions, a time where you're going to go through that pile. And I say to become more organized, use your phone, use your calendar, put reminders in your phone. I say write it down. You could write it down in a little log book, what you need to do, what's to-do list. I used to make a list and then I would check it off at the end of the day, what I did and what I didn't do. I put a circle around the area that I would have a check mark. I would put a circle so that they can go into the next day because that priority will get higher on the list because it's still important to do. So organize your workspace and take time to organize your workspace. Once you're organized, you can move forward. One of the books that I highly recommend, the tools for resources to be successful, is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And in his book, he talked about having time for what's important and dealing with deadline-driven projects. He also talked about relationship building and having long-term planning and personal growth and recreation. So he takes it to a whole new level. I recommend this book because it can be very helpful and help you to recognize that we all have interruptions. We have emails, we have calls, we have meetings when you may had planned to do something, but now you have a meeting. So think about you have that's not, some things are not important. Some meetings you have to attend and some you don't have to, but some of them you have to prioritize what's really important and what the impact will be on your life as you deal with it. I want to encourage each and every one of you to be a highly effective person, to get rid and organize your life, get rid of junk and mayhem that doesn't need to be there. Use your time successfully so that you can be more productive and you will be a happier person. And so I just want to thank you for joining our session today. I hope something was said or done that can make you realize how important your role is in today's society. And I'd like to tell you that Friend One has the ability to teach, reach, expand more people because we want to train more people. We have the skills, endurance, knowledge, expertise, and wisdom. And we want to make sure that if you need continuing education, feel free to contact Friend One Training Institute. Our phone number is on the screen, and replay this if you need to, because see, I believe that you have greatness, but you can't do it because you're bogged down with a unorganized desk or unorganized lifestyle. Thank you for letting me be of service. My name is Dr. Yolanda Young Simmons. Have a great and successful day.